Internet culture is truly one of the biggest double-edged swords in history, whether that be through nice and friendly communities, or to just toxic communities, or to just people who don't really know how to act and don't know what a digital footprint is. You can't lie that these types of cultures and communities have shaped the internet as to what it is today, for better or for worse. But within these internet cultures comes one thing that unites everyone, and I mean everyone, together to basically just have fun, have laughter, share laughter, and that would be internet memes. Now, it's safe to assume that everyone knows what an internet meme is at this point. I mean, I could just pull up Wikipedia and you'd be able to be like, why are you doing this? But for those who have been living under a rock or have been stuck playing their Pong consoles for like 60 years, allow me to demonstrate. This is what a typical meme looks like. You have an image, you have text, you have like a picture that is supposed to be like the punchline of it. You get the whole idea. But now you're just there wondering, how are memes this popular on the internet? What's so special about them? What makes them so good? What makes them so popular? Well, one good reason is how transformative a meme can be. Let me explain. The reason I say that memes are transformative is that basically you can make a meme using anything, and even you can make a meme. Everyone can make a meme. Even I can, even your mom can, even your dead granddad, yeah, he can make a meme. And you have endless amounts of tools to make a meme, whether that be through video, whether that be through GIFs, maybe through images, maybe text, even Microsoft Paint you can make memes on that. Hell fucking yeah! But the point I'm trying to make is, internet memes are part of internet culture. Without them, we would have probably never been where we are, for better or for worse, as I say. But the problem with internet culture is that no matter how many good people are gonna be there, there's always gonna be the bad cases. And in internet memes, it's no different. With these bad cases in particular, some memes that fall into this category can either be unfunny or just plain nonsensical, or sometimes they could be really deep shit. I'm talking about literally FBI watch list, life in prison, death penalty type cases. And I'm not even gonna show them because, look, okay, I need to feed my family of 5, okay? And with this particular person I'm going to be talking about in today's video, he definitely leans into the bad case. Not to a huge extent, but somewhere in the middle in my opinion. He kind of like borders between the lines of bad and unfunny and just plain degenerate. And he is called Ocean Lemon. Let's get into it. Now, just to be clear about this person, I do not hate him as much as my video may want to portray it as. I just simply think that he has a amount of flaws that I really want to discuss in order to hopefully improve himself. And I know this is going to sound very cliche, but please do not send any hate towards this guy. It's very unnecessary, it doesn't do anything, and it just makes me look like a jackass as much as you. So, let's get into it now. Now, to give some brief insight as to who Ocean Lemon is, he is basically a channel who I could best describe as someone who doesn't have a clear genre, just mostly uploading whatever he feels like uploading, whether that be commentary or gaming. But what I do know is that he is a huge Taylor Swift fan, judging by this and this. So, yeah. I would say I want to start making the Taylor Swift bad jokes, but I'll keep them for later. But one of his genres that he has branched out into in his YouTube channel, specifically in his shorts side of his channel, is memes. He first started making memes back in April 2023, and since then most of his shorts have been memes, bar a few. The memes he's made during this time period, I'd say are very normal, I guess. I mean, they're sort of like a McDonald's meal, where they're okay, but it doesn't really have that much flavor. It's just something that comes and goes by the minute you exit out. But on July 15th, 2023, this was where his memes would get some sort of overhaul, with it mostly relating to his celebrity crushes, presumably, specifically Jessica Alba and Taylor Swift, with Taylor Swift being one that he very much admires. This was in the form of what I would call a crushes type video, where the main focus would be on his crush. And with Jessica Alba's one in specific, he showcases his wall, which is filled with nothing but Jessica Alba and also his body pillow. Make that of you will. Alongside celebrity crushes videos, he'd also make some videos relating to girls, specifically liking a girl for her ex, which basically means personality, boobs, breasts, and maybe even building Legos. You know, I guess sort of inoffensive stuff in my opinion. Now, aside from showcasing his background filled with nothing but posters for his celebrity crushes, I guess these videos aren't too bad in my opinion. Because what I'm about to show you next, yeah, this guy really needs help. October 17th, 2023. Ocean Lemon would yet again make another overhaul to his memes, but this time it would be in the form of meme compilations. Now everyone knows what a meme compilation is. They are very frequent on YouTube. Maybe you even get recommended them if you sign up for the first time. Basically, they're memes into like a specific video that could either go on for like 10 minutes. With the introduction to YouTube Shorts, since the videos are restricted to 60 seconds and less, most of them are cramming around like 3 to 4 shorts on average, sometimes even 5 to 7 depending on how short the memes are. Now, on a surface level type aspect, a meme compilation of memes you made yourself isn't really the worst idea ever. In fact, I'd say it's almost a creative idea. It can really show off your talents, what you're capable of, what type of humor you work well in. And I really wish I was using that as a positive for this guy, because as we'll soon come to see, he really does need help. Flaw number 1, his memes. So with a concept like memes you made yourself fit into one compilation, you'd think he'd get creative with it. Maybe he'd have some sort of different variant types of humor that he knows how to execute perfectly. Except he doesn't really. I'd say the best way I could describe the memes he puts in these types of compilations is either celebrity crushes, relating to girls and things, and just random humor. Okay, so we see he probably doesn't have the biggest type of versatility. But what about the memes themselves? Are they good? Are they bad? Let's just get into it. So one of the first flaws I want to point out in his meme compilations is the intro. Usually with meme compilations like these, they have like a sort of intro before they get into the showcasing of memes. And it's all great, I guess. I mean, sometimes it may be stupid, maybe just a little goof, or maybe just showcasing a video. But Ocean Lemon decides to showcase clips of his celebrity crushes for the intro. Now for meme compilations part 1 to 17, it's all fine, I guess. I mean, it's just Jessica Alba in a dress walking down a hallway. Nothing too sexual. But then when it gets to memes I made compilation version 18, that's when it slightly goes off the rocker in my opinion. On the screen right now are all the different intros the compilations have to offer, and you can see there's a slight increase in some sort of sexual nature, or maybe it's just me. The reason I bring up this pointer is because this is basically the first impression you get when you watch one of his shorts. Intros in YouTube videos or shorts are usually as a way to entice people to watch more. So they'll be watching more of it if it was a good intro, and they'd be clicking out of it if it was a bad intro. You basically get the whole gist. It's kind of the first impression. If you don't like it, you're probably not going to watch it. Unless you want to see the actual video and the intro was just sort of a way of messing up the first impression. The thing about the intros he uses for his meme compilations is that it doesn't really give me sort of the impression that this is a meme compilation. Almost feels like a thirst trap compilation made by some 90-year-old Donny in the alleyways of Dorset. The only way you're gonna be really wanting to keep watching it is just to see on that intro alone to see if there are other memes similar to that nature. And that's not what you really want to be doing. No, you want to make your people laugh, not feel sexually active. So for my advice, Ocean Lemon, please change your intros. Change it to something funny. What do you consider funny? You could use that to put that as your intro to give people more of the impression that this is a meme compilation and not a thirst trap compilation. And speaking of the memes, now we got the whole intro thing out of the way, now let's actually take a deep dive into the memes, specifically the ones featured in the compilations. These compilations carry an average of 3 memes per short and are usually 60 seconds in length, which is basically the average runtime for a YouTube short and also the maximum amount. So my first flaw I want to say, which sounds more like a nitpick in my opinion, is that a lot of these memes he features in these compilations don't really stand out to me. What I mean by this is that there's not a lot of variety. Most of them feel like the same jokes, or they are just the same jokes coded in a different color of paint. On the screen right now, I'm going to be presenting some examples of what I mean by not a lot of variety, where you can see that there are some jokes that feel way too similar, or they have like the same punchline, but there's like a different color of paint in it to make it almost stand out.
How can I meet Jen Ortega? I walk a lot. Maybe I'll be on the street.
Is that what you like to hear?
No.
Do you want to fuck me, William?
Now I'm not saying that it's terrible to reuse memes or like reuse the same memes with a different punchline or a different coat of paint, because sometimes memes are very transformative that there could be endless amounts of punchlines. The problem with Ocean Lemon is that the ones he decides to reuse with a different punchline basically feel the same as the original, as there's not really much variety in the joke outside of some slight adjustments to make it somewhat stand out, but you could still clearly tell the groundwork is the same. The issue I see in that is that this is a memes you made compilation, where I want to expect a lot of variety from you, and since you are basically reusing your memes or just reusing memes but with a different punchline, I'm not seeing much of the creativity here. This almost feels like a content farm in my opinion, which I'd say that is very sad considering memes can be so much more than just content farms. Maybe they could be a time killer, or they could be absolutely fun because you know the joke is gonna work so well and you're gonna make loads of people laugh, maybe even me. Actually, while I'm on the topic of content farms, I want to highlight 2 memes that he likes to reuse with a different punchline that I seriously think are worth discussing. These being the Lego Batman I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight template and the Would You Press the Button template. For the Lego Batman meme template, also known as Lego Bruce Wayne Zoom In on Know Your Meme, is a exploitative meme template where it's usually the punchline being that someone is in love at first sight. The punchlines in questions usually range from people who are not in the best mental state or something that is entirely not something you want to fall in love with at first sight, but the joke is obviously you're in love at first sight. Now, seeing as this meme template can also be attributed to celebrities, Ocean Lemon definitely uses this meme to his advantage, for better or for worse. This is known as this is one of the most frequent templates that he likes to use, as when I was watching all of his videos to gather most of the footage you see on screen, almost all of them featured this meme template present. It was also obvious, as I knew before I even saw the meme template, as usually in shorts they have like a sort of music that describes what music will be playing, and I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight was always at the bottom, so that gave me an indication that yes, the template was used. But enough of the chit chat, let's just see how he uses the template. So the usual format he uses for the Lego Batman meme is it's either X after C and X in X, with it playing a clip of a specific TV show or movie showcasing a celebrity crush of his, that, with back and forth shots of Lego Batman. Usually the meme is referring to himself, using first person language, such as using 5-year-old me, 3-year-old me, 2-year-old me, and you basically get the whole gist. Though sometimes he includes boys, not him. Now, while it seems harmless at first that he's using a meme template he's making different punchlines about, or just, expanding it, there are several flaws that I think should be discussed. The first flaw I want to note down when watching how he uses this meme template is that it almost feels like a thirst trap. What I mean by it almost feeling like a thirst trap is that it feels more like a cover-up because of the fact is that there is no joke and punchline. It's just gawking over celebrities at a certain age in a certain movie and a certain celebrity to a lesser extent. It's in a way a cover-up to basically jerk off to these celebrities. Another strange thing I find about the meme templates usage is that most of them are at an average 24 seconds long. I'm guessing he stretches this out because he wants to basically sexually entice himself more than actually make you laugh. His PP is more of a priority than your entertainment. But the main issue I have with it is that there is just no joke, I feel. There's no humor in it. I'm not saying that memes should all be funny, but with these types of memes, humor is necessary to make it a good meme, and this one just doesn't. Another thing I felt about talking in this pointer is this comment right here, where he says that he makes relatable memes. I bring this up because it's sort of funny because of how much of a contrast it is to what he supposedly deems relatable and the memes he actually makes. So if we put relatable into the context of his Lego Batman memes, then somehow boys were allowed to watch Jennifer's Body or Good Luck Chuck or any other R-rated films that are definitely not suitable for children. And if we put relatable into his context, then somehow he already grew his sexual organs by the time he was born. Or is that he is very detached from reality? It could be either two. Now another meme template that he likes to frequently use outside of the Batman is also the would you press the button meme template, with usually the joke being is that one of the options is to either smash or marry a celebrity crush of his, which obviously means he pushed the button. And sometimes what he likes to do is that he sometimes likes to add in a little special something to the text-to-speech program.
Do it with Margot Robbie. But Travis Scott stops making music. Marry Livy Dunn. Or marry the first person who appears when you click share.
Do it with Livy Dunn. Sweet, sweet, but Drake stops making music.
Marry Margot Robbie. Oh, la la, show tells. Luda, she's hot, but you never see the person ever again when you click share and more.
But aside from that, it basically has the same issues I have with his Lego Batman meme template usage, where that there is no joke and it's just more of a way to pleasure himself. But in my honest opinion, this is one of the worst memes he likes to use for his videos. The reason I say it's one of his worst is because it kind of shows you how truly down bad this guy is. Like, it's to a degree that he is willing to reject any sort of common sense, any type of friendships, just to be with a celebrity who would probably reject him by day one. Now I know what some of y'all might be saying. Roman, of course he's joking. Why are you taking this so seriously? Just accept it as a joke. But what I say to that is that help me find the joke actually, cause I don't know it. Maybe it's like some sort of advanced type of humor that I'm just too dumb to understand. But even if I probably did understand, I probably won't find that joke funny, I just find it sad. And that's honestly how I view this guy. Sad, lonely, miserable, and using memes as a way to cope with loneliness. Specifically about making his fantasies come true through memes. That's just honestly very sad in my opinion. Flaw number 2, his attitude. That actually rhymed. Alright, so if we probably established that through his memes, he's sort of a weirdo and isn't really not the best at social rules. But we can't just label him as a weirdo and just call it a day, end the video, and just pump it out to YouTube. We should probably take a look at his comments, specifically to see, is he much better than in the memes? And sadly, that just opened another can of worms that we must dive deep in. So with all that out of the way, let's dive into his comments to see, Is he a better person than he portrays himself in the memes? Or is he worse? So first impressions in his comments that he leaves to other people who check out his channel, it seems to be mostly playful banter in my opinion. Specifically what I mean by banter is that when someone leaves a comment on one of his videos, he'll usually, if he gets to respond to it, it'll be mostly playing off the joke that the comment left. Basically, interacting with people that stop by to watch his video, unlike what I do. Now from what you see on screen, this all seems fine and dandy, you know. He's just interacting with people. What's so bad about that? What makes that so malicious? Well, the pictures I've provided on screen are somewhat of the tip of the iceberg, because as we'll see in this section, he's not really that friendly in my opinion. The first issue I'd want to bring to light about his attitude in his comments is that he seems to have a lack of self-awareness for what he writes, where it feels like he has this sort of mentality that whatever he says will be instantly recognized as a joke, and it doesn't matter which comment, you have to take it in as him joking around. Though it could be potentially that he's probably getting people irate, there's something about the comments that doesn't make me feel like he's joking, but instead being very sincere but trying to almost play it off as a joke. Some of these examples include saying to people that he is more down bad for a celebrity when someone says to him that he is so down bad for someone, or a time where he questions why does everyone think he's so down bad, but then he adds on additional information we did not need to know that makes him look more creepy than we actually gave him credit for. Or maybe this time where he told a commenter his entire list of celebrity crushes. You take one look at that list and tell me, is he joking or not? Cause holy fucking shit. Now I know what y'all might be thinking. It's obviously a joke. He obviously uses simp and down bad. He obviously calls himself that because he's self-aware of this, right? How are you so stupid to not understand the joke? And that is a pretty good argument because, as you all know, humor is subjective. What might be funny to one person would not be probably funny to the other one. It just depends on like the type of execution that would either get people laughing, or people either not understanding the joke or just basically not finding it funny. The problem I have with these types of comments made by him is that there feels like there's no sort of joke to it. It feels like it's written sincerely, because it's literally the same language as he uses when he's writing a comment that is usually joking about what a commenter says. Basically, it's probably akin to like a guessing game of whether he's joking or he's not. And if we really want to get nitpicky here, look at this Jessica Alba comment he made, where he says he has 40 posters, a copy of all her movies, and a body pillow. 2 of the 3 things mentioned is what we see in some of his memes, so I'll let you decide if he's joking or not. Another thing I probably wanted to do mention is that whenever he refers to himself as a simp or being down bad, it feels like he's using it as more of a shield to protect himself from criticism than actually playing into like a joke. The problem with it is that it is clashed heavily with his comments that make him feel like he's sincere instead of joking about it. It almost provides a sense of tonal whiplash because you don't know if he's joking or he's being sincere. So, as I said, the guessing game comparison really is put into effect here because who knows? Is he joking? Is he not? We don't know. All we know is that he doesn't know how to balance the things out. So my brief opinion about this pointer is that I want him to find some sort of balance between it, because if this is just constantly clashing with one another, then it provides a very bad light for me to him, because I don't know if he's playing a character or not, because on one hand he's being sincere, one hand he's joking, and other hands, I don't know, he's probably playing both. So he really needs to find a line because it would help him massively. But, my young friend, there is another personality he likes to play in these comment sections, specifically to ones relating to his celebrity crushes. And this makes him, alongside being down bad and also pretty inconsistent, it also makes him immature. So seeing as celebrity crushes are somewhat of a divisive topic in my opinion, just as much in the same vein as what is the better generation, obviously there's going to be some folks in his comment sections that's going to have different opinions, specifically relating to Jessica Alba, his favorite celebrity crush. So usually when someone says one of his celebrity crushes is mid, he'd usually use this response, which goes along the lines of, just admit you're gay bro, we'll be supportive of you. Now, the first time you hear this, you probably think that is a very creative insult, like, ooh, he really showed his place there. Until you look more into his comments, then you realize that he uses this exact same formula for every time someone says that one of his celebrity crushes is mid. Every single time someone says one of his celebrity crushes is mid, he's always going to use this type of insult to try to deflect backlash. There are also a few cases where he tries to pull up irrelevant information to try win an argument against someone, such as a channel performance to that person he's arguing with, or it's basically how long he's been on YouTube and basically bragging about the fact that he's been on YouTube more longer than the guy has supposedly been. This not only shows how immature he is, but also how pissy he gets when someone has different beliefs that differ from him very heavily. This is presumably because of how much he likes to put these women at a very high pedestal, especially Jessica Alba and Taylor Swift. It feels like he puts them so high up that he's basically weakened by the mere fact of someone having a different opinion than him. So basically, if you think that Taylor Swift is not a 10 out of 10, you're gay. Final part, final words. So in conclusion, while I would not say that he is a terrible person, I would say that he's a very troubled creator. One that is definitely lonely, and one that definitely does need help. So my final words for Ocean Lemon: please ditch the celebrity crushes memes. Please. These are bringing you down more than you think. You're damaging your own mental health by playing into these fantasies of yours, and you're also making yourself look like a clown to millions of people on the internet. So my word of advice would be to scrap all of your celebrity crushes and do not include them in any memes, and probably just try to focus on regular memes almost. Find your footing by using past memes like the GTA 5 one or the saying goodbye to your imaginary friend. Use these as templates to see what you can do to improve them and improve your humor altogether. One thing about memes and jokes that people don't usually take into consideration is experimentation. The more you experiment, the more you get better at it. Think of it as like comedians on how they got famous in the first place, because they were experimenting with humor and they found the right type of humor to use to portray themselves as and eventually win their crowd. But it's not just about experimentation and finding the right type of humor. It's also execution. Execution is key because it's now the part where you have to tell people the joke and make them laugh. With good execution, they can laugh. With bad execution, they can either find it unfunny or just plain confusing, which also links to experimentation because it's finding out what type of humor you work best at and what ones you don't. But hey, you can't just ignore me though, because I'm not really an expert in that type of humor, but it's what works best for you in my opinion, because it's more about just, straying away from celebrity crushes memes and just doing regular memes like a normal person would. But anyways, thanks for watching and goodbye.